Rajdeep, should I just bring in
Yeah,
those numbers?
please, please.
Let's get in those numbers right now. Should parties be allowed to promise or distribute freebies? Yes, only 19%. 50% of people say no, but clearly they are voting in for the government despite knowing that it's not what they want.
That's what I'm saying. People
You're
are
right.
extremely aligned with the progressive agenda. If you talk to them about the reforms, they want it. That doesn't mean that do not
That they
trust
vote on
election
that
commission.
basis. Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they not trust of electoral process in India. You know, making it better and better, yes, there is a thumping mandate for making the processes better.
But this is and Raj, maybe you'd want to reflect on that. And let's bring in Rajdeep, our next question. Who is responsible for stopping parties from promising freebies? Now, read it, viewers, with the question that we had asked earlier, where you had a whopping 50% that said that freebies should not be distributed before elections. So who is responsible for stopping parties from promising freebies? People understand that 44% of respondents feel it is the responsibility of the Election Commission. The Election Commission needs to crack the whip. 44% of the people, our respondents, feel so. 22% feel that the court should step in. The Supreme Court voters themselves, 20%. No one should stop it, it's just 6%. But Rajdeep, now this is where our respondents know that Election Commission is responsible. They don't want freebies, yet they are voting for this government despite of not wanting it.
Look, this is where there are lots of caveats to be put. I think we need to separate somewhere electoral preferences, which party I vote for and why, with what is my mood when I'm asked a straight question by Yashwant's team, do you support freebies or not? Many people will say, no, ye sab muft mein de rahe, it's wrong, ye nahi hona chahiye. But when I get 10,000 rupees before a BR election, who will I vote for? I think you see, that's why I think we need to look at the nuances. It's very well to say, should parties be allowed to promise or distribute freebies? 50% are saying no. A substantial number of those 50% who are beneficiaries or labharthis of those freebies may well vote for that particular party. So we need to make that distinction. Similarly with SIR and the other issues that you raised. If you look at about a decade ago when CSDS used to do polls on election commission credibility, the numbers would be 75%, 80%. 80% would say, no, election commission is very good in this country. The numbers have come down. Please understand, in a democracy like India, which has, unlike our neighbors, held elections consistently without violence, with minimal violence for so many years, it is worrying if even 38 or 40% people are saying we have some kind of concern over whether the elections are free and fair in terms of whether there's vote chori.
No, I think that's problematic.
So I think there is so I think therefore, as I said, the direct question may give you one number, but it also reveals some level of misgivings that now seem to be lingering on. I don't know whether Raj, you agree with that there are voters out there who are concerned with the direction that Indian democracy at times is taking, particularly electoral democracy.
You know, it's a very interesting set of questions and the answers that came through, and they are linked in some way, starting from Rahul Gandhi's vote chori, the fact that 38% believe that the elections could be biased when it is being conducted, and what you had also said in the other subsequent questions that were there. They all are a great cause for concern, because even if 38%, that's a large number who believe that it is biased, and they give that opinion, it is for the Election Commission of India, as they try to say, even when it comes to freebies, to stop them from giving it at the doorstep of an election, or just when they're about to announce it. I mean, the Election Commission of India should take cognizance of these things. This is nothing to do with ideology, nothing to do with party preferences. We all care for democracy, and we want, this is the pride of India, that we have free and fair elections. If that in some way is being sullied, that is a cause for concern. And I think these numbers, this particular poll brings that out, that the special intensive revision, however necessary it is, the manner in which is being conducted, as Yashwant said, transparency is very critical. People want to know that this is a fair process. And I think the Election Commission has to be held accountable to this and go into these issues rather than just brush it away and say, well, it's, majority says that it is free and fair. That isn't. Even if 10% object, not even 38%, we should get deeply into this question.
Okay. In that sense, I think these numbers should worry the Election Commission. But Charan Singh Sapra, politics is also about winning elections. When we started today's Mood of the Nation, it shows the BJP still very rock solid in its numbers, in fact, increasing its numbers Prime Minister's popularity rock solid. So while specific narratives like vote chori may be resonating with people, they are concerned, it is not resulting in a translation into changing voting preferences. Should that not worry you? The question I asked even my earlier panelists was trust factor. People में अभी भी मोदी जी में विश्वास है, and that Vishwas factor is holding Mr. Modi and the BJP in good stead.
See, Rajdeep, all these three figures which you have given of vote chori and elections not fair and SIR not free, this shows that the credibility of the election commission is at stake. This is what Rahul Gandhi has been projecting again and again. He has been giving various examples also. He got so many proofs also. He's not just saying in air. He's giving with proofs that there is a vote chori going on. And when this special intensive revision becomes a special intensive rigging, when the election commissioner doesn't act like an umpire, he acts like a goalkeeper of BJP, then there are definitely things going to happen in the list. A customized voter list has been made of BJP. The process is on. The bulk deletions, the bulk additions, the favors being done to the BJP leaders during the SIR. We are not against SIR. We are saying that SIR
Do you have numbers about public? Do you have numbers about specifically public faith in the election commission?
No, I don't think. Again, now this is a question which you say, Yashwant,
No, but-
you should have asked a direct question.
Is there a question?
No,
Is there
there
a question
isn't. No,
related?
we don't have that question.
Public faith to democracy? No.
We don't have that.
Okay.
Rajdeep's not very happy with Yashwant's questions.
No,
There is
I'm just saying.
there is a question about whom they trust the most.
Yes.
And there the armed forces come out on top and followed by the Supreme Court. I don't know if it's going to
And
be flashing
number
on
three
that.
is election commission.
But let us
And election
also-
commission is trusted more than media and certainly way
But that
more than
doesn't augur well for the likes of
certainly way
us.
more than the politicians. Politicians rank in the lowest bottom,
and
and the
let's
people
also,
who trust
I mean,
it. Yeah.
be fair to the Election Commission of India. When asked who should be, imposing the rules on freebies, they put it right back to the Election Commission and say they should be stopping political parties rather than we go into courts. So there is faith in the Election Commission. It must live up to that faith. I think that's
You're
the
right.
larger
I
point.
just want to, Rajdeep, because there's a dichotomy there, because we've been speaking for the, about the opposition, and Sanjay Jha, you can come in on this. It's something that you touched on earlier as well, that how the opposition has not been able to perform. And I'll tell you, the irony lies in these two questions. Do you think, and I'll ask our producers to pull the data out on both the questions. The question that was posed, Rajdeep, do you think Congress is real opposition party? There's the real party to lead the opposition. Yes, 55% of the respondents feel it is the Congress that should lead the opposition. Now, I'll tell you the other question, and let's flip it around. Is Congress the weakest link in the India bloc? 62% of the people actually feel Congress is the weakest link in the India bloc. Sanjay Jha, when you're looking at figures and data like this with what the voters today feel, there is despondency, because it sees that Tina factor, there is no other option. You're stuck with the Congress, but the Congress continues to be the weakest link, pulling the opposition down.
Preeti, this is exactly what I said to Rajdeep in the previous section of your Mood of the Nation program, that the Congress has to do the heavy lifting. The Congress is not just seen, it is a fact that the Congress will always be, even at its worst performance, the largest player in the India Bloc alliance. The problem is that the Congress at this point of time is struggling with its own organizational dynamic, not yet got its act together. It's not yet demonstrating the hunger that is required. But there is another aspect that is very critical. I believe, and I'm going to say this to both Rajdeep and you and Mr. Chengappa as well, beating down Rahul Gandhi has become a national sport. And with due respects to everyone who's critical of him, I have been critical. I believe Rahul has to still do significantly better electorally for sure. But can we recognize that this has not been a level playing field for a long, long time? Can we recognize that the entire resources, whether it is electoral bond or thereafter on account of fear, is with the BJP? Can we also kind of acknowledge that the institutions have been so destroyed that today opposition leaders are hounded? They're completely, shall we say, at the mercy of various brutal organizations which have intimidated them, threatened them, harassed them. And with due respects to India today, I think you guys are doing significantly better than the rest. But big media has also been hugely compromised. Rahul Gandhi is fighting, and the Congress is fighting with terrible headwind. This is not a level playing field. I'm not even going
Okay,
to get into the election commission issue. Mr. Rajdeep, just one point. Just one point. On the
yes.
Odisha state elections, there is proof on the ground that the integrity of that state election in 2024 needs to be investigated. If there is a chief minister of a state in BJP who is openly saying that the SIR deletions will help reduce a certain Muslims from the community and help him politically polarize the election, where is the election commission? Where is the Supreme Court of India? These are fundamental issues that we cannot ignore. We are a dysfunctional, we are a democracy in decline.
I think the word that, it's a word I've also used frequently, LPL, or level playing field. And I think that is something that Tuhin, Sinha, most independent observers, independent, I use the word, would suggest is true. There is no level playing field. I'm not saying there was a level playing field when the Congress was a dominant party, but it seems to have become even more brazen, the alleged misuse of institutions. You see, this is where the BJP is seen perhaps to be doing a disservice to democracy. You were supposed to be a party with a difference, but the misuse of enforcement agencies, the so-called cage parrot of the CBI, now you have the Enforcement Directorate. 95% of those leaders who have been who have charges against them are from the opposition. It almost seems that the ED does not operate in BJP-ruled states. A lot of public perception in mood of the nation polls like this is built on the perception created. You are seen to control the media, intimidate your opponents, misuse agencies. How do you respond to what we just heard from Sanjay Jha? There is no level playing field. That's the biggest caveat to any poll like this.
LPL has become a very convenient word to blame us for being successful. Now, if there is an increase, if there is a spurt in our ratings, there are two factors. It's very simple. We keep continuing to add to our list of successes. For example, in the last 6 months, just the last 6 months on the national security front, there has been Operation Sindoor. Post that, we are on the cusp of a Naxal-free Bharat. Mind you, that's a huge achievement, which, not many in the media are talking about, but from 100 districts which were impacted in 2014 to less than 4 being impacted, that's a huge success. So we are adding to our list of successes. On the economic front, despite tariffs, we continue to grow at a 7.2% projected rate. That's huge.